Long before the first city, before the wheel, before a single word was ever written down, human beings were already getting high. Not a few of them. Everywhere. On every inhabited continent, people found the plants that change your mind, and they reached for them, on purpose, again and again, for thousands of years before history even begins. Some did it to kill the pain of a body that was always breaking. Some did it to work through hunger that never stopped. And some did it to open a door, to step out of this world and into the one they believed was waiting behind it. A lot of them never came back. The same plant that took the edge off could stop your heart by morning. There was no dose on the label. There was no label. This is when and why our species first started getting out of its own head. And by the end, you'll understand why you still do it, every single day, in ways you don't even notice. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Ancient people didn't reach for these plants because life was good and they wanted a party. They reached for them because life was unbearable and the plant was the only mercy on the menu. The same leaf was medicine, sacrament, and poison, all at once in the same hand. You took it to stop hurting, to talk to the dead, and to find out, the hard way, exactly how much would kill you. Start with the oldest one, the drink. 9,000 years ago, in a village called Jiahu in what is now China, people were brewing. We know because the drink left a stain inside their pottery, and the chemistry is still readable. Fermented rice, honey, and hawthorn fruit. A 9,000-year-old recipe written in residue. That's older than the pyramids by twice over. Older than writing. And here's the part that should rearrange your whole picture of the past. Some archaeologists think we may have settled down and started farming grain not to make bread, but to make beer. That the first reason humans tied themselves to a field, forever, was to keep the drink coming. Think about that. The entire modern world, cities, farms, everything, might sit on top of a hangover. Then there's the other kind. Not to slow down, to keep going when your body is screaming stop. High in the Andes, where the air is thin and the work never ends, people have been chewing the coca leaf for around 8,000 years. We find it in the worn-down quids they spat out, and we find it locked in the hardened plaque on ancient teeth. It dulls hunger. It dulls cold. It lets a starving body climb one more mountain. Across the world, in the islands of Southeast Asia, people were chewing betel for maybe 13,000 years. We find the red-stained teeth in the graves. And nearly everywhere, eventually, they learned to dry certain leaves and set them on fire and breathe the smoke in on purpose. The receipt is in the bones and the teeth themselves. These weren't rare treats for kings. This was how ordinary people got through an ordinary, brutal day. Now it gets darker, because now we're burning things to change the mind on purpose. High in the Pamir mountains, about 2,500 years ago, mourners climbed to a cemetery called Jirzankal, set wooden braziers among the graves, and burned cannabis, and not the weak wild kind. The residue burned into those braziers is unusually high in the chemical that gets you high. Someone chose the strong plants. They sat with their dead in the smoke, and they let it take them. Go back further to a cave in southern Spain 6,000 years ago, and you find capsules of the opium poppy laid in a burial among the bodies, the oldest poppy we've ever found placed with the dead on purpose. This is the moment the plant stops being just food or medicine. It becomes a way to reach the dead. And once a thing can carry you to the other side, people start to wonder how far it goes. That question, how far does it go, is the dangerous one. On a cliff wall in the Sahara, painted 7, maybe 9,000 years ago, there are figures running with fistfuls of mushrooms, dots pouring out of their bodies like they're dissolving. In the Andes, archaeologists pull up carved trays and hollow bone tubes built for one purpose: to blow a crushed, mind-bending powder deep into the back of someone's skull. People crossed whole deserts to sit in stone temples and be turned inside out. And this is where the bill comes due. Because the plants that open the door don't come with instructions. Henbane, datura, the nightshades. Take a little and you see the spirits. Take a little more and you see nothing ever again. The line between the sacred dose and the lethal one is invisible, and it moves. So somewhere, in every one of these places, there is a person who went through the door to bring something back for the rest of the tribe, and the door simply closed behind them. You want to believe they were reckless. They weren't. They were the doctors, the priests, the explorers of their entire world. They just had to find the edge of the cliff with their own feet in the dark. So here's what you have to sit with. That reach for the thing that takes the edge off is not a modern weakness. It is one of the oldest, deepest, most human things there is. Older than the wheel, older than the alphabet. Every person you descend from lived in a world of pain with almost no relief in it, and the ones who survived were, again and again, the ones who reached. The coffee that starts your morning, the drink that ends your day, the little hit of something on a screen that you take without even thinking. That's not new. That's not you being broken. That's them, still reaching through you. And it's still in you, the pull to take something, anything, to put a little space between you and a hard day. The quiet certainty that there has to be something out there that makes the hurting stop. That feeling is 10,000 years old. It built the first farms and buried its own in the smoke. It is wired into you so deep you call it normal, and if you had lived back then, you would have done the same.